So hey, good morning guys. I guess we would call this Outpost Adventures. It's really too warm outside. It's in the 60s. I have seen 2 does. Eric texted me, said he'd seen 6. But we may call it good pretty soon and get down and eat breakfast, cook and eat breakfast. Anyway, glad you guys had time to stop by, hang out with me. This is the first hunting I've done in probably 15, 20 years. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Sit back, stay tuned. Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Outpost. I'm trying to talk a little bit quiet because Eric is still in the woods. I actually ran off and forgot my tree stand, and so I've been hunting out several different blinds that he has set up, but most of them were facing west, and as luck would have it, I had an east wind. So I went out this morning. I sat for a couple hours. I didn't see any movement, and I know it's because my scent was blowing in that direction. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and come on back and start the fire so that we could have breakfast. Unfortunately, we've had about 4 days of in the high 70s weather and only a low of about 60, and it hasn't been favorable for deer hunting. And we also had a lot of pressure from, there's a cornfield that runs parallel to his property. It runs for about 3/4 to maybe a mile, and it's not very wide, but it's probably maybe 500, 600, 700, 800 feet wide. But we've had a lot of pressure from other deer hunters in there. There's about 6 stands over in there, and every morning that we've been out, there would be shots, maybe 20 times, ring out, and anyway, but it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of good fellowship, and I've got to go around and see his property when he gets here. We'll talk about some of the ideas that he's got for his homestead, and but anyway, like I said, I've got the fire going. I'm waiting for a bed of coals. I'll get some sausage on, some eggs. So as soon as Eric gets back, I'll get that on. We'll sit and have some good fellowship with him and talk about his homestead. Anyway, sit back, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy.
I don't remember it being this warm during opening a muzzleloader. Usually it might be warm a few days and then it turns off a cold front. Maybe after this hurricane comes through in the south, it'll change things. And them things affect a lot of things, even this far up, you know?
Yeah. If I can get up there and keep it a little bit warm.
Am I going to have to whittle me out a fork?
No, I got one.
Okay. Well, that's how they done it back in the day. They didn't have spoons and forks. They just whittled them out some utensils.
Yeah, this one I made several months ago out of a piece of dogwood. So was that one.
That fork's slick. Got some spalting to it. That's something I ain't seen, is a wooden spoon that's got the fork end on it. The spoon and a fork.
That's what I should have did. That'll be one of my projects for the next time I go.
Call it a spork.
We're having beef Polish sausage, eggs, and hash browns. You want some salt or pepper?
Sure. You put pepper on it.
Well,
A little more.
I didn't put none on the eggs.
Camp breakfast.
So, I told you when Eric got back, we talked a little bit about his homestead. I was asking him, you know, to explain to you guys basically what kind of a setup did he, that was free, did he have in mind. So, I'm going to let him talk to you a little bit about his future plans for his homestead.
I got a lot of ideas for my cabin. You know, here on this property we have it looks like a national forest with all the big timber we have in here. So we're going to select cut some areas of some pines that we have, and my thoughts is to do saddle notching with my logs if I can do it. That's a pretty tough carpentry work there to do, but it's all going to be from scratch. I'm going to try to do it as I'll be doing a lot of it by myself, and I'm going to go with concrete footers. I'll probably go with white oak. Yeah, I got some of that too. I'll go with white oak for my framing, and poplar or for kind of like Richard did with his Outpost cabin. Poplar for the beams, some mortise and tenon. Anywhere I can incorporate some old school methods of building the cabin, we will. The property's kind of on a hill, so the back end of the house is going to be real high. So I've kind of mimicked Richard's method of how he designed his lift for his beam on his tractors. And if you haven't seen that, you might want to look that video up. It's a really neat way that one man can lift heavy beams up and safely, because when you start framing, it's a lot of heavy lifting when you're dealing with these logs. And
your wife doesn't want to be on the other end.
No. No. Yeah. Which Teresa will help me as much as she can, but she's a full-time teacher, and her mind is focused on that at the moment. So I'm really going to cut my logs this fall and winter. You typically want to let your logs lay for several months. You don't have to. I do a lot of green wood build projects, but I have time. I'm going to get my site prepared, get my logs cut, get everything debarked, get it piled up and drying out, and then come spring, once it starts to warm up some, I'll break ground and start putting together my cabin. And I'll change it as I go, I'm sure, but I have a general idea in my head. It's just me and Teresa, but it's going to be a hunting cabin, so I'm going to make it fairly, it's going to be 16 foot wide, 32 foot long. I'll have 12 to 14 foot vaulted ceiling, spiral staircase going up to the loft. I'll add additions on bedrooms for guests, like when Richard comes and hunts, he'll have his own bedroom to stay in. We'll add that on as we go. A lot of fun projects coming though.
So we were talking about hunting again. I don't think that I'm going to have opportunity to come back this year, because I've got to try to get the cabin closed in if at all I can. But we're talking about next spring turkey hunting, and he likes to go to Missouri. So tell them a little bit about your Missouri hunting.
Well, I've been making that trip to Missouri. This spring was my 25th trip that I've been going up there. It's up around Round Springs, Ellington, Bunker, Missouri. A lot of you Missourians know that area well.
Is that middle, southern,
it's
northern?
southern. It's middle, but it's more southern. It's in the Ozark Mountains. It's near Mark Twain National Forest. As you may know, Mark Twain National Forest has a million acres plus of public land to hunt, and it will be on public land. And that would be a really cool video to shoot for, because we'll be doing some bushcraft and backwoods camping similar to this. There'll be a group of people there. A lot of people from different states come up there that I've been hunting with for many years, and I invited Richard to come up because it's really a once-in-a-lifetime place. Usually people that come with me go back, because it's really an experience, because the country's so beautiful, and the camping and the cooking and the turkey hunting is exceptionally well. So I'm glad you're considering going.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll be fun. I've got hadn't done that in a while either. I've got some decoys been sitting in the closet for some time. I did sell the shotgun, so I don't have to go find another one, but that won't be hard to do.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, I am going to pack up this stuff. We're going to head back to his house and his wife. I've got to get some things that we went out and we ate dinner last night, and I left some things there. I've got to pick that stuff up there before I leave, but you know, it's been really fun. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot. I have seen deer. I'm sorry that I didn't get them on video because we were really trying hard hunting. I told you about some of the pressure we had from some other hunters in a cornfield that runs parallel. I told you about the high 70s temperatures that we've had, and then the east wind hitting my back. And since I forgot my tree stand, I had to hunt all the blinds he actually had facing west. So the wind, I was actually facing the wrong way. But anyway, we tried, but the weather just didn't turn out right. It needs to be considerably cooler, if not colder, for them to get up and move around. But we've had a really good time. We've hung out, talked about different things, about his channel, my channel. What did you say that you were going to call your channel?
It's going to be called My Tennessee Bushstead.
Bushstead, because he does a lot of bushcraft, because he does a lot of hunting, but at the same time he's creating a homestead, so he's going to call it Bushstead. My Tennessee Bushstead.
Yep.
So when I give you the okay, be sure and run over there and check his channel out as soon as he starts uploading his first video. He's been kind of archiving some of them, getting them ready to go. And be sure to run over there to his channel, subscribe, and hopefully you'll get a lot of different perspective on building. And like I said, we can swap out work back and forth, and so yeah, that should be fun. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this camp picked up, and then I'll meet you over there at his place. I just want to give you a really quick update. This is actually where Eric is going to build a shed to house his sawmill. He'll just be able to pull it in there because it's on a trailer. He's not going to set it up in there or anything. And he's going to have some doors on the front here, but he'll be able to pull in one end and out the other. So I'm going to take you over here and show you some of the lumber that he's been milling up. But this is what you call, I'll give you a close-up of post oak. The grain in that is really tight, and it smells so good too. But he's going to use this as the framing, I think he said, for the rafters for the sawmill shed. So now I'm going to take you up there and show you his chickens that he got yesterday. He kind of threw together a pen to hold them, but he's going to start raising chickens and having eggs, and being able to put away some chicken, and then the turkeys will be the same thing. So he's starting to develop his homestead. So let's go up here and take a check out these chickens. This is Eric's neighbor's animals right here, which he helps to feed them a lot. But, thought I'd come over here and say goodbye to them. while ago, I says, why don't we get a picture? And hey, have y'all noticed I'm starting to look like Eric?
Long way to go. Long way to go. You need to do that, though.
I haven't
Let it
shaved
grow.
since I've been here, and I feel like a woolly booger.
It is gray on both of you.
Yeah.
See, we could be brothers for sure. Then.
I said, why don't we get a departing little clip of video in front of the Chinese maple? Teresa said, that's a Japanese maple. Get your dang countries right.
They don't have a China tree.
No China.
They got
right
the China virus.
I tell you what, guys, you know, like I said, the weather was warm, and it just wasn't favorable for hunting, but we've had the best time. Eric and I, last night, we sat and laughed going through some different songs, old school songs and different things, and today we sat and we watched some videos, and we just laughed and had a good time. And we've had some good campfire food, and it's just been a good time to get away, even though, like I said, I came up here to go deer hunting. Weather didn't allow that for neither him nor I, but you know, it was okay. It was a lot of fun. And then I've showed you some of the things that he's got going on here. And like I said, be sure and check out whenever he starts posting those videos. You can run over to his channel, subscribe and help support him. And when he starts working on his homestead, you know, then that'll give you another avenue to look at some different things that he's got in mind, not only for his, but I'll be up here to help him. And then hopefully he'll be back sometime there in East Tennessee, and we might let him do a little turkey hunting out there. And but anyway, it's been thank you guys both for all your hospitality. It's been a lot of fun, and you know, I just wish that it would have been a little chillier. We've been sweating in the deer stand. Actually, he told me, he said, did you wake up with any kind of hot flashes? I said, I sure did. I had to kick the covers off because it has been exceptionally warm.
80s.
So, yeah.
80s hot in November.
That's crazy. But
It's a turtle crossing the road in November.
yeah, they had like a
Terrapin.
Terrapin,
Yeah,
box turtle.
crossing the road. I guess he thought it was spring.
Yeah, he's like, man,
It feels like spring.
maybe I went up too quick.
Maybe he had sleep apnea. You know,
Maybe.
hibernate. You know, and he just woke up and said, "Oh, it's spring." You know,
That's
took
it,
off
that's
across
it.
the road. But hey, guys, there was no movement today. No deer, no nothing, no turkeys, nothing.
Squirrels wasn't even jumping around like they normally do.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No.
But I think Wednesday it's supposed to be north winds, which is primo, and like a 15, 18 degree temperature drop. So,
Yeah.
but hey, we had fun.
We
Teresa and myself, we appreciate you coming and hunting with us, and we get to know you better. Like I said in the last video that I was with you on.
You might put me in a deer stand where they're really at.
Or you might see
I was
one.
holding out. I was holding out. I run out of time. But we meet people through YouTube is a big avenue to make friendship, and I think I appreciate the friendship, and I'm glad you came down and hunted with us. It was super fun.
I had a great time. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us here in West Tennessee. We hope that everyone, I've got everything packed. I'm going to go ahead and get on back to the outpost, and I'm excited to get back and start working on that cabin. When I get back there, I'll start working on that reflective barrier, putting it underneath so that I can go get me a load of plywood and start my floors, where I can then do my walls, where I can then do my siding. So hopefully I can get that done before bad weather sets in. But like I said, we appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with us here in West Tennessee. Next time you see me, I'll be back in East Tennessee. Hope you all have a great evening. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you back up at the outpost when I get back.
That's right.
Yeah.
See you then.